Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing my favorite high-end makeup. So I have everything from each category that you would do your makeup except for eyebrows and eyeliners, just because I haven't found any that I like. But I'm going to be doing all of my favorite products for that kind of category. All of the products I'm mentioning are cruelty-free and you can all find them at Sephora. I will be doing one like this for drugstore makeup, so yeah. So the first product I'm going to mention is my primer. Now my favorite high-end primer ever is this, and this is the Becca Backlight Priming Filter. I love this because not only is it hydrating, but it's also illuminating, so it's like my two favorite things ever for skin. And I like it because the glow shines through your foundation and it just gives a really soft kind of like glowing from within look, and I love it, especially when my skin is like drier or like really dull looking. Sometimes I'll even wear this on its own and just walk out the door and it just looks absolutely gorgeous. And I like that it has like a little bit of a lotion consistency, so it doesn't feel too thick as if I'm wearing like too much makeup. So I really like the consistency of it as well. It has like a lotion kind of vibe to it, but yeah, I really like it. It's gorgeous and it's like my favorite. Now for foundation, I have to mention the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. This is literally the best high-end foundation ever. Like, it is to the point where this is so good, everything in my mind I keep comparing it to this foundation, so I don't even buy any other foundations at Sephora, and I know that I should try some more, but I keep going back to this because it's so good. I love that such a little amount goes a really long way, and even though it is more matte, I find on me personally, it's more of like a satin finish because I hydrate really well underneath, and it looks flawless on the skin. It looks like skin, but it's like the best version of your skin, and it does say that it's like medium to full coverage, but I would say this is definitely 100% full coverage foundation. It is literally it's perfection. It's perfection, and it doesn't crease. I always have an issue with foundations creasing like here and here in my smile lines because I make a lot of facial expressions, and this does not do that to me. So if I can find a foundation that doesn't do that to me, this you know is good. Now, for concealer, I prefer to use concealers that are like cream shades and contour kits because concealer is a little bit too thick and crepey on me sometimes, especially when I'm really dry or I have like eczema. So I found a cream shade in a contour palette that I really like from Highend makeup, and this is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Shapeshifter palette. I like it for travel especially because I have this on one side, so I have all my powders and then I just flip over the mirror and then I have all of my creams. I did pick up the wrong shade, but I find I can just like make it work. This is like the darker one. I need the light one because I'm pretty fair, but it still works on me, so I don't really know how that happened, but it works. And I really like it because it doesn't look too like thick and crepey, but it still covers up everything I need to. I do have to go over it twice, but it still, again, looks like skin, is not thick or crepey, and I just love it for that. And it's like really convenient for travel because you have your powders on the other side, so you don't even need to pack other bronzers because you have your two contour shades in the palette, so it's just kind of like an all-in-one, and I love it. But other powders that I do like from Sephora is the ones in the Becca Be a Light Face palette. I love that you get a big mirror as well, and then you have two powders and a blush and a bronzer. So I really like these powders because they remind me of the Hourglass powders in the sense that when you put them on your face, they're really like a soft focus, blurring, illuminating powder. So it makes a huge difference to your face. It smooths out the skin and gives you a really soft, glowing from within effect. And I absolutely love that. I love that so much because I find there's a really fine line between a good amount of powder and then all of a sudden too much powder. And I love that these never get cakey and they're just so soft and look so beautiful, and I notice a difference, especially in pictures, that my face just looks so much more like healthy. It just makes you look really healthy. That's the best way I could describe it, is it makes your skin look so radiant and healthy, and I love it. Okay, so now for setting sprays, I have two to share. So the first one is a little bit more of like a skincare kind of setting spray, and this is the Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. I know this is expensive. Girl, you not cheap. But this is such a good setting spray. Like, I love this. And I love it because it is like clean, like it is all natural, and I love that, especially because like I don't specifically like a lot of chemicals that are in certain products, and this is like completely clean, so I understand why it's so expensive. But also too, the way it makes your makeup look with just melting everything into your face, I will say, because it does have oils in it, it can cause your mascara to transfer a little bit, but I can see past that because I can just cover my eyes with like a tissue or like a card and just spray the rest of my face. But like when you put it over top of foundation and powder, it makes it like just sink into your skin, and it looks so radiant and beautiful and glowing on your face that I can see past having to put a card over my face. So the next thing is the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea 4-in-1 Setting Mist. I really, really like this, again, because it's a really, really fine mist, so you don't get any like kind of weird droplets of like water, or not water, but like setting spray on your face that just ruins your makeup completely. It doesn't splotch out. It's a really, really fine mist, and a little bit, again, goes a really, really long way. And I like that it has all of these different kind of like natural extracts in it, so it also kind of like calms your skin. This is something I go for, again, when I have eczema on my face, when my eczema comes back with either like stress or just like because the weather changing. I really like that it calms my eczema. So if you have eczema and you want something, I would recommend this. And it's a little bit cheaper at Sephora as far as setting sprays go, so I mean that's also a plus. But I really, really like it, and it smells really good when you spray it on. It's like, it feels like really refreshing when you spray it on your skin, so I really like it. And it makes your makeup last too. Now for bronzer. My dedication to Too Faced bronzers is crazy. I have the Sweet Tea bronzer, I have the Milk Chocolate Soleil bronzer, and I have the bronzer in the Breakaway the Christmas Tree set. I'm actually wearing this one in the Breakaway Christmas Tree set. I'm just going to call it the Christmas Tree set. I'm wearing this bronzer right now, and it's one of my favorite bronzers, and the reason as to why I love Too Faced bronzers so much is because they have like that perfect undertone to where they're still warm, but they're not orange. I find a lot of bronzers that are warm are just either really red or they're really orange, and when you put them on your face, they look really muddy and splotchy, or they just don't blend out and they just don't look flattering on fair skin. And I love these because they look flattering on fair skin. I find everything I have tried at Sephora is just way too orange for me, and if it's not orange, then it's muddy. And I love these because they have the perfect undertone of warm but also not warm. So they're like that perfect neutral undertone, and that's why I'm basically always using these bronzers, because they're just so gorgeous. Now for blush. I swear, this video is going to sound like a Too Faced infomercial. This video is going to sound like a Too Faced infomercial. I have two Too Faced blushes, and this is the Sweethearts blush in the shade Peach Beach. This is like another go-to of mine. I love this because you have like 3 kind of sections in it, so you can focus your brush on whichever section or mix them all together. I personally like to mix them all together because you just get a really beautiful kind of like golden champagne peachy look. And then you have this one, which is my favorite actually, and this is the Papa Don't Peach blush, and I like it because it reminds me a lot of NARS Orgasm blush. Before NARS announced that they are cruelty-free, NARS Orgasm was my favorite blush ever, and when they announced that they weren't cruelty-free anymore, I was like, oh my god, what am I going to do to replace my Orgasm blush? And I found this, and this came out in I think 2016, I would say, early 2016, and I wear this blush nonstop. And I love it because NARS Orgasm is really beautiful, don't get me wrong, but the gold in it is like chunky gold glitters. Like when I look up close on my face when I used to wear that blush, I would see like little chunky gold glitters. The gold in this is such a beautiful, really, really finely milled gold, so it doesn't look chunky on the skin, and it just gives the most beautiful golden sheen to the face while not being too much. And I can also get away with not highlighting, which is great for days where maybe I don't want to strobe my face, which is like hardly ever, but there are days where I don't want to highlight my face. So I will always go for that blush because the sheen in it is just so finely milled that you just look like you're glowing. Now for highlight, this is my favorite highlight ever, and this is Champagne Pop from Becca. Becca highlighters are like my favorite high-end highlight ever because they're so creamy, so pigmented, so smooth. I love them, and I like that I can really strobe my face with them, but I can also really tap off my brush and get like a really soft glow. So it's kind of like a how I'm feeling kind of day. So yeah, I really like it. As you can see, I have hit pan, and this is actually my second Champagne Pop. So that's sad. But yeah, I love this highlight so much, and Champagne Pop is my favorite one because I love the kind of peachy undertone that it has. It makes it a little bit more complementary to my fair skin. But another highlight formula that I really like is the Anastasia highlights. I have the Glow Kit, and this is the one that's called Sundipped. I really personally only really use Moonstone in summer, but when I have a fake tan, I can use tourmaline. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm going to call it tourmaline because that's what I think it is. So tourmaline and bronzed, I use those when I have a fake tan. Not really bronzed when I have a fake tan because I'm not that dark. But I really like them again because they're similar to the Becca, like in the sense that I can strobe, but I can also get a really soft glow, which I like because again, not every day I want to strobe, so I can get a soft kind of glow with this, and I really, really like them. And another thing I really like about them is that you can also take them out of the pan, so if I'm traveling and I just want to take a Z palette, I can just pop out the shade and then put it back in when I'm home. So yeah, and the formula is really good because again, they are not chunky or glittery, they just go on really creamy and smooth, and they're beautiful. Now onto eyes. So I have two eyeshadow formulas. I'm not really referring to specific palettes, I'm referring to the formulas. So the first eyeshadow formula I have is the Anastasia eyeshadow palettes. Her eyeshadows are absolutely beautiful. I have the Soft Glam palette, and I also have the Modern Renaissance palette. I will say the Modern Renaissance palette I use more. It is pretty beaten up. I have hit pan on a couple of the shades, and all of them are really, really dented in. And yeah, I love this formula. This is my most used palette, I think, probably ever, other than my some other more affordable palettes. That's my most used. But I also really, really like the Soft Glam. This is a little bit more new to my collection. I've only had this for about a month because my friend got it for me for my birthday, and ever since then I have been using it constantly. It's the same formula as all of her other shadows, and I love them. But another formula that I really like, guess what brand it is? Because I've only mentioned them like 5 times. The Too Faced eyeshadow formula, again, is my favorite. This, I love them, and I love all of the Too Faced shadows. I'm wearing the eyeshadows in the Christmas tree set, but I have almost every single Too Faced eyeshadow palette except for the semi-sweet one because I'm not really a fan of the cool tones. This one is the Chocolate Bonbons palette. Again, you can see I have made a mess of this palette. I love all of the Too Faced eyeshadows again, and I like them. I think I like them a little bit more than the Anastasia ones when it comes to like darker shades, because I find sometimes that because the Anastasia shadows are so creamy that if I'm dipping into like a black or a really, really dark brown, that it can be really easy to smudge the look, whereas the Too Faced formula is not as like soft of an eyeshadow, so I find it easier to build up darker shades while still keeping the look more clean. I find it's a little bit easy to go too overboard in the Anastasia shadows, so with these you do need to build up the darker shades a little bit, but I like that because it helps me not ruin my look. Now for mascara. The Too Faced Better Than Sex Mascara is the best mascara formula I think I have ever tried. Every single mascara I use, I compare it to this mascara. I need another brand that is from the drugstore to duplicate this mascara, a cruelty-free one, because I know L'Oreal has the dupe for this mascara, but I'm not going to buy L'Oreal. So I need like CoverGirl or NYX or Essence. I need somebody that's like cruelty-free to recreate this mascara, please, because this mascara is so, so good. I love the way it makes my lashes look because it gives drama and it makes my lashes look really, really thick because I don't want to spend 7 years trying to build up a mascara and I find one coat of this and I'm good to go and it doesn't flake down underneath my face. And I've had a lot of mascaras do that to me where they just flake in little dots like all underneath of my eyes. So I need a cheaper version of this because this is just so, so good. I love it. Now for cream lipsticks, again, Too Faced. I love these cream lipsticks. I don't like a lot of their cream lipsticks. I would say the ones from the peachy, like the matte peach collection are my favorites. This is my most used one in the shade Dollface, which is just like a really beautiful, like matte peachy brownie nude. It's kind of like, it reminds me of like a smoked kind of peach color. That's the best way I could describe it. I like them because they fill in your lip line so you don't see any of the like cracks or lines that are on your lips if you have really chapped lips like I do all the time. And I really, really like it for that reason. But I also really like the Kat Von D Studded Kiss cream lipsticks. I have the shade here called Lolita. I really like them. Again, they're not my favorite because I will say that they are a little bit drying, but I can see past it. I'll just moisturize underneath and wear a creamy lip liner if I have one on hand. And yeah, but the colors that Kat Von D creates I think are really, really unique, especially Lolita, because it's like cool tone, but it has a little bit of a warmth to it. Like, I don't know, but I really like them. Last but not least, for lip gloss, I really like the Anastasia lip glosses. I have this one here in the shade Sepia. I really, really like this. This is like a fall lip gloss go-to. So I wear this all the time in the fall, and I really like that it's really, really pigmented and it lasts a long time. It doesn't last as long as another lip gloss that I'm going to talk about in a second, but it lasts about 3 to 4 hours before I have to reapply it throughout the day. And I really, really like them. And I love the colors. I also really like the shade Butterscotch. So Sepia and Butterscotch are my favorites, but I ran out of Butterscotch because I used it so much. But yeah, I really like them, and yeah. But my favorites are the Melted Latex from Too Faced. I like them because I can put them on in the morning and I do not even have to touch my lip gloss until like 8 hours later. Like, I go to school and throughout an 8-hour period, I'm out for about 8 hours and this still looks as good as when I applied it in the morning. So that's what I like about them. I can eat and drink and they still stay on my lips and they just look beautiful. This is my favorite shade. This is the shade Strange Love. So other than like my dark reds and my peachy nudes, I like these really cool tone brownie gray colors, and that gives this is the color for me. I really like it, and I also like that I can mix it in with a lighter shade. Like, I like to mix it with my Anastasia liquid lip in the shade Naked to create a lighter version of this color, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. And these are like my favorite lip gloss formulas like ever because they're just so beautiful. That is it for all of my favorite high-end makeup. Let me know in the comments down below what your favorite high-end products are, as well as anything that you would like to see from me. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!